morning, Lynn.
Hi there, how are you? Happy Monday.
I'm doing well. Did you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, we actually took lap blankets and coats and went out to dinner last night. It was funny.
Oh, that it's getting cooler now. Hey, you see, Andrew's joined us today.
Andrew will get a kick out of it. I took our favorite client, your very favorite deal ever, Andrew, out to dinner last night, father and son. So you'll know
Yeah.
who I mean.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Is that you'll know who I mean.
Yeah. No, it's funny. You guys have you had a good weekend. I appreciate you having me on. I went out to an outdoor eating maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I have to say, without the blankets and everything, Lynn, it was very chilly.
No, I have it down to a science. We're doing Thanksgiving there. So it'll be good.
Well, for our online visitors, I'd like to introduce Andrew Marquis. Andrew is one of our go-to mortgage people with guaranteed rate. And I find that when we do programs for buyers, we may have a lawyer, a mortgage person, a home inspector, and afterwards, all the questions are for the lender because there's a lot of mystery to normal people about what real estate lenders need. So rather than spend a couple of hours speaking with you today, Andrew, I have only one question for you.
Sure.
If I want to borrow money for a mortgage, what documents do I need to get to you to get started?
That's perfect, and that makes my job very easy because I could easily spend an hour on other questions. So really, as a home buyer, there's just a few things that you really want to prepare when you're looking to get pre-approved. I'm going to talk about two different types of home buyers: a non-self-employed borrower, so what we call a wage earner, someone that's on a W-2, and then I'm going to quickly talk about a self-employed borrower, just so you have both kind of lists there. Let's start with the easier one, which is a wage earner. And I would say at the most of what we're going to require is your last 2 years of W-2s and federal tax returns, your last month of pay stubs. Now, if you're starting a new job, include the offer letter for the new job, and your last 2 months of asset statements. So when we say asset statements, we're talking about bank, brokerage, investment, retirement. And it's always a joke in our industry. We need all the pages and we need the actual statement. We don't just need the front page. We don't need the online printout. We actually want the statement that covers the last 60 days. So if it's a quarterly account, like a 401k, your last quarterly, which would be the 9/30 statement that ended at the end of September. So pretty straightforward, just income, last 2 years, last month of pay stubs, last 2 months of asset statements, all pages. Now, if you're self-employed, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but it's become a little bit more complicated with COVID, so maybe something we can talk about at a later date. But I would say it's going to be those same materials. You're, of course, not going to have W-2s, so it'll be tax returns. You may or may not have pay stubs, asset statements, but then what we're also going to want is a profit and loss year to date. If you have something general that can show like what you've earned year to date, as your real estate agents, you might be able to get something from your broker that states what you've earned for commission earnings year to date. I know with Keller Williams, they provide something like that. It's something that shows year to date. And if you're going with the profit and loss, we would like to see the last 2 to 3 months of bank statements to back up the income on the profit and loss. Okay. That would be a good start in that. Pretty easy stuff.
Good. That's really what I need to know because there's a whole lot of mystery about borrowing mortgage money. It's a big black box, and I know that things arise, but what Lynn and I have seen, if our buyers can get you the documents you need in a timely manner, it's pretty straightforward. And if there are any questions, you have plenty of time to address issues that arise.
Yeah, 100%. When I talk to clients and that, if they're prepared and they supply the documentation very early in the process, it can be a very much seamless, stress-free process. If they fight requests or why do we need this? I mean, ultimately we're going to need it regardless. So it's all they're doing is making it a more stressful process. It's really pretty straightforward as long as we have what we need.
Okay, well, listen, short and sweet and to the point. Andrew, I'm so glad you could join us this morning.
Thanks for having me this morning.